What's good, y'all? What's good? We got 10 likes already. Yeah, I just want to come live tonight. I'm outside working out again. We went live yesterday, and want to talk to you guys for about a cool 20 minutes. Right now, I'm outside. I'm gonna head over to the island of Palm Beach where all the drama is taking place in the media. Well, past drama with Epstein, Donald Trump, and so I'm gonna cross over Royal Ponciano Bridge, get my workout on. It is kind of chilly out here tonight in South Florida. But want to talk about the Epstein Files again when it concerns Jay-Z. And so I did more research on the Jay-Z story and the things that had him mentioned in the news. And it had a lot to do with the fact that Jay-Z was mentioned in some of the FBI tips. And a lot of the media attention that he's getting is because of some rumors that were put out years ago in the 90s. At one point, there was a rumor about the Foxy Brown allegations or whatnot when she was underage or whatever. But whether that was verified or not, obviously it wasn't. So, but we got to look out for Jay-Z and his innocence in this situation. This pretty much is a high-powered white man affair that is taking place. You got people like Prince Andrew, excuse me. Prince Andrew just got kicked out of the royal mansion. $56 million mansion just got kicked out in the middle of the night, less than probably 14, 16 hours ago. He'd been kicked out of his mansion. The royal family has totally turned their back on him. Although he had a 75-year lease on the mansion, they pretty much told the staff at the mansion that they don't have to take any orders from him anymore. So he got kicked out. And then you got Peter Mandelson, who just basically is under fire in the House of Lords. He had connections with Epstein. He was seen with a 17-year-old girl in the photo. And there's photos of him in his underwear. So in the UK, they're basically what got heads rolling over there in the UK. They got heads rolling over there in the UK. But as far as like Jay-Z and his thing, what he got going on, yeah, the brother's innocent. There is no mention of him in the Epstein files with any flight logs or anything like that. So he's not in any flight logs or anything. He hasn't been to the island. He really don't even know who Jeffrey Epstein was. And like I say, for us YouTubers, it's important for us to call out a man's innocence, a woman's innocence, especially in the Black community. That's one of the things they have always tried to put on us is these tropes of racism when it comes down. Ever since like the Birth of the Nation movie, almost 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, they always put this sexual deviant trope on, especially heterosexual Black men, or what is perceived to be heterosexual Black men, as rapists. Pretty much everything that's taking place in the Epstein files, those are some of the stereotypes that have been put on African American men. And as you see, with P. Diddy, there was a lot of truth to that. Bill Cosby, there's some truth to that. And a lot of other Black men who have fallen due to sexual allegations. R. Kelly, and although it seems as if this type of thing is common amongst the elite, period, where they have these parties of assets, heathenism. They're above the law. They can get away with a lot of things that us common folk can't get away with. And even in my opinion, when I start watching some of the things on Jeffrey Epstein a lot more closely, like this is the Palm Beach Yacht Club. Like I said, this is where some of the elite come hang out right here, right where we at right now. So I'll come by here almost every other day, to work out. But anyway, when it comes down to our reputation as African Americans, especially us as YouTubers or AKA citizen journalists, it's important for us to point out the times where our heroes and our moguls are innocent, and this is one of those times. I know it's very popular to run Jay-Z down and to run down Beyonce based off. Is that not another? No, this is a real person. This is not. Oh, I would sound like a bot. Thank you, thank you that you said I sound like a Chat GBT bot. You know, I'm a whole person. I'm just showing you off, like where I'm at right now. All right. But no, I'm a whole human. A whole human. Hi. Hit the like button. Help me out. I'll just try to show off some of the scenery. But this is the Palm Beach Yacht Club right here. I just walked by. And you can see the yachts there. The yachts, yacht. That's the Breakers Hotel. That's where somebody like Sylvester Stallone go to eat or whatnot. All right. That's the Breakers off in the distance. Twin Towers there. That's the Breakers. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to this channel, other channel. I will be going live on the main channel talking about Prince Andrew and the situation with Peter Middleton, where, you know, UK is taking care of business. The royal family is taking care of business. King Charles, you know, and everybody know that's old enough. They used to make funny stories about King Charles or Prince Charles at one point. His Majesty, Prince Charles. Well, in England at this very point, the Lord Minister, Peter Middleton, has resigned from the House of Lords due to him being exposed in certain photos in his, what y'all call it, in his knickers, his underwear, his tighty whities. And you can basically see the man's sack, okay? And like, it was raunchy. He get foot massages, everything. So the elite out there living their best life. While they up there looking all nice and cute with their $5,000 suits, they're living their best life, and then some of them want to live their best life with children, of all things. And I started thinking, I was like, dang, when it came out of Epstein, I said it was like a flex of power for him to sit in front of all these powerful men from all over the world, Europeans mainly, European, Jewish, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know of any black men per se that were in the vicinity, went to the island. I don't even think that exists. I think it's just like some of the black men like Jay-Z and Pusha T were just mentioned in files based off FBI tips or government investigations. And how Jay-Z got into it was accuser of Harvey Weinstein that was said that in 1996, in a drugged out Blur, said that they saw Jay-Z there. That was just an accusation, but they said Jay-Z they don't know about Jay-Z taking no part in anything like that. But that was during the Harvey Weinstein investigation, and where somebody that was underage, I think, I'm not sure, but that's how that he ended up in the files based off FBI tips and mentions, and the criticism that put on him is that, oh, you be around all these people that's weird, like R. Kelly. Now you got Epstein mentioning you in some files. Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy just went through a whole thing. The trial just ended with Puff Daddy. Now he's serving time in jail for sex trafficking himself. So that's one of the reasons why. But Jay-Z himself, there's no evidence pointing to him being guilty. Yeah. Say Lil Yachty. Oh, yeah, Lil Yachty. Well, okay. Yeah, so it's a lot of that going on. But as far as him being like, in that, no. But what is interesting in the files, Jeffrey Epstein is talking about issues with Bill and Melinda Gates, saying Bill Gates allegedly contracted STD, and it's something alluding to the fact in the news, alluding to the fact that Bill Gates was trying to find a way to put some of the drugs in her food or drink, in order for her to be medicated for these STDs. So she could be basically, he felt like he was spreading STDs to his own wife, allegedly. All right. So that's what's out there about Bill Gates. So Bill Gates linked up with Epstein around 2011 to around about 2014. And Melinda Gates is online right now, in the media right now, in interviews, stating that his connection with Jeffrey Epstein led to part of the reason why they had to split up and break up as husband and wife. All right, it led to the divorce. Oh, let me see something. So, that's what's going on with that. But yeah, Bill Gates got more stuff going on with him. Probably there's more to uncover with Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to look at heavy into it. But when it comes down to Bill Clinton, he has it where he has to go to Congress and talk before Congress on February 26th. And so right now we on Roy Ponciano. This is Palm Beach Island right here. All right, so I'm gonna take y'all to Palm Beach and I'm gonna head back. I'm just getting my exercise on. While we talking about these Palm Beach mother suckers. All right, while we talking about these Palm Beach mother suckers. All right, I'm headed to Palm Beach. In the middle of the night, black man, 6'4" black man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Don't be a hater all your life. You know what I mean? Don't take advantage of me, all right? But anyway, so all in all, we already know about Jay-Z's connection. Epstein was a racist. We already know that. Epstein had this thing in his head, almost like some Hitler type shit of the master race. He wanted to get all these young virgin girls to have sex with and spread his seed to correct the human race. Basically start over the human race. He was a transhumanist. And even linking Elon Musk into some of this shit as well. So it's a whole mess of things. All right, so I have a lot of stuff at my home organized. So on my main channel, I'll go live on it. But I do want to come live and talk to you guys about it. And, let y'all know what's going on from a street perspective. Let y'all know what's going on from a street perspective. So yeah, we over here. This is a drawbridge. This bridge has killed a couple of people. For those that don't know. So this is where the yachts come through. And that is the yacht club right there off in the distance. All right. And that's the Breakers Hotel down the, not too far from where we are right now. But I'm outside working out, so I'm just like, let me come outside and just talk to y'all. I know it's kind of janky, me talking about the news. But it's a way to just reach y'all to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Just a way for me to reach y'all to say what's up. But yeah, so what I will talk about on my other channel tonight, look up Octavius Prime. Subscribe to this channel. I will share it on this channel, that live, maybe later tonight or probably at 1 a.m. I'll go live Eastern time and I'll pull out the facts. We'll play some news reels, things like that, so you guys can react to some of the things that's going on in the news. We'll react with it together. Right now, I'm just getting my fine on. Let me show y'all. So let me show y'all where we at with it. Hold on, let me see. So we're just getting the fine on right now since I've been talking to y'all. So I gotta keep myself sexy. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on in the news. But yeah, Jay-Z ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in the news when it comes to Epstein. Thank God Lizzo went live and said what she said. She was criticized really bad. Like Lizzo was criticized horribly by the media, but for what? Because everything she said was absolutely the truth about Jay-Z. And I know that Jay-Z is not a likable person for whatever reason, but it's like he at the top right now. You know, he at the top of his game, you know, billionaire status, got married to one of the most beautiful women in the world. And Beyonce herself and Jay-Z, both of them, for a lot of people that don't know that are not entrepreneurs, one of the main places you could go as an African-American born person for support for your business, to get business grants, or try to attempt to get a business grant for your business, is some of the grants that Jay-Z and Beyonce have put out together, especially Beyonce. So I know that people talk about the Illuminati, devil worshiper, and all that kind of stuff, and all these links and music videos. But at the end of the day, a lot of times, I mean, Oprah, like, you know, whatever, right? But Beyonce has done a lot of good things silently for African-American people. Same thing with Jay-Z, you know? And when I start looking into like upgrading my business and looking to get business loans as well, or not business loan, but business grants, just by me being a social media person, or even a person you want to get into AI or whatever, they have a lot of things, scholarships, grants out there, and pretty much they're one of the only couples that's African-American born, or especially Beyonce, that is looking back to try to throw a rope down. And just because she don't go live to talk about all the things that she's doing for us, there's a lot of things that is happening for a lot of African Americans that are getting enlightened by the internet, and AI is enlightening us on the fact that Beyonce and Jay-Z are doing some things that we didn't even know. We didn't even know. Yes, they get tax write-offs for helping African Americans, but who doesn't when it comes down to charity, when it comes down to grants? So God bless their soul, even if they may not believe in God or whatever they don't believe or believe, you know, they are our heroes, they are our icons. And I don't like the fact that people out here besmirching Jay-Z's name, and he's no hero of mine like that, but he is an African-American man, you know, that made it. You know what I mean? He has helped a lot of people, regardless of how he treated being single or whoever. A lot of these people wouldn't have M's behind their name or hundreds of thousands behind their name if it wasn't for the chances that Jay-Z and Beyonce have given them, you know, especially a lot of the female singers like Chloe Bailey, Meg Thee Stallion, you know, so, and Gorilla right now under fire with her sister. She up there, her sister, this stud that's up there just talking hella shit, running Gorilla down, saying, you know, she don't look out for her mama, she done bought her daddy a house and all that. So, you know, we can't help everybody, you know what I mean? And if my half brother, which I don't have, or half sister, I don't have no half brothers and sisters, but it's more like your cousin to a certain degree. You know, a lot of times in those type of family structures, they barely even know each other. It's like a cousin to them, to be honest. So she may not have the connection she had with her mom that she had with her dad. You know, who knows what happened in the family, you know? Shit, she just been famous for the past, what, 3-4 years? 3 years at max or something like that. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Everybody got to get it how they live, man. Yeah, you say he's in the file. He's in the file because of the fact that he was mentioned in the FBI tip. But now he's not no one that's cool with Epstein. All right? He's not cool with Epstein. All right, so this is the island of Palm Beach. We just showed y'all. So y'all see me walk over here. So let me show y'all real quick. This is the island of Palm Beach. This is where Epstein, Donald Trump, Sylvester Stallone, Mike Tyson, Serena Williams. This is where they live. This is their island right here. All right, remember that big building? I'll be right next to it for those that stayed a long time. All right, so this is where we are, and I'll show you guys. Like, I don't really think they have like any kind of like, this right here is a trail. Since we're on the island, of Palm Beach right here. So this is a little trail right here that you can go run. And I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody like Sly, you know? I doubt if you see Trump. But you might even see like Sylvester Stallone. He got here. This is a little pavilion right here. But we're on the island of Palm Beach. We're on the other side. And they have a nice upgraded water fountain. Y'all can't see it right there. Well, let me get back because I am just working out, walking. I don't need to be snatched up myself. Oh, let me turn around. I'm gonna get it on the light, y'all. All right, we back in the light, y'all. I don't want to get snatched up. All right. So this is Royal Ponciano Drive. Well, Royal Ponciano Road right here. This is where we are right now. So I'm gonna end the live when we get across the bridge. So for those that thought I was AI, thank you so much. Maybe my speech has got a lot better. That means the phone is working very well to pick up my voice. But I'm not AI. I'm just here running it down to you guys. What's going on in the news. And I do be outside. Check me out on Octavius Prime channel. This is my backup channel. I'm rarely over here. But I decided to come live to talk to the people and just let them know what I'm up to while I take a stroll and get my sexy on. But yeah, what's really juicy right now is the Prince Andrew situation. Like I said, he's been kicked out of his royal mansion, $56 million mansion. And King Charles wants Prince William, his son, to take over the mansion. And I just saw a short where the controversy has been going on for over 2 years. And so now that the prince has been kicked out, I'm pretty sure Prince William will move in. And who knows where Prince Andrew will go from there. Pretty much they have stripped him of his title. He's in exile, supposedly, meaning that no one's there wiping his booty and serving him food all day and looking out for every little dumb thing that he does. So, but in America, the contrast in America, there are people that have been closely associated with Epstein. And you see a difference of culture here in the United States on how we look at wealth and power, because although, you know, United States is an off branch of the UK, it's different culturally, tremendously. And one of the main things about the United States is about white hegemony, white supremacy. And the majority of the men that had any connections to Epstein were white supremacists. They believe in white hegemony. That's why you see the ICE protest situations kicked up the way they are, because it's about getting rid of basically who's going to determine whether the United States go in the next 50 years. And if you allow these immigrants to stay here and thrive, the black population is already under control due to certain self-inflicted wounds and certain ideologies that have been taught to the African American community since slavery. So since slavery, our people have been taught self-destruction in waves. So, but when it comes down to the Hispanic community, you know, they're a stronger family, and they gotta be checked. They gotta get up out of here. Like I said, the basis is white hegemony. They don't really care about they really don't care. Like, to be honest, a lot of these laws that's on the books are fair. Like, if you destroy a little girl or a little boy psyche by raping them, and then the Bible says, if a man rapes a woman, it is as though he has killed her. Okay, it is the same as murder, and you can get a life sentence for doing those type of things to little girls, especially prepubescent little girls. Okay, so the laws are very strict. And when you come down and look at the fact that he was basically committing one of the highest criminal acts in the state of Florida and in the United States, right there in front of the most powerful men that were in the room while there were assaults taking place on underage girls, and there was nothing done about it. And it's like, I'm starting to understand after looking at Prince Andrew. In my opinion, it looks as if like he was like the final boss, like the Godfather per se. Like Prince, if you look at the movie, and this is not fact per se, but if you look at the movie, I think it's on Sony, A Royal Affair, and it features Prince Andrew it's on YouTube, you can look at the clip, Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein, A Royal Affair, just type it in, and you'll see where Prince Andrew went to Jeffrey Epstein basically to get his affairs in order with his ex-wife, the debt and everything that he had. So he had a lot of debt, and he went to Jeffrey Epstein, and pretty much Jeffrey Epstein said everything gonna be okay. You can sit here, you can pretty much sit here for next 6 days. The mansion is yours, do what you want, that type of stuff. So, like, it looks like Jeffrey Epstein had a connection. He was part of the Trilateral Commission, a group of the most powerful businessmen, politicians in Europe, Asia, and the United States, of course. Like ex-presidents, he had access to people like Bill Clinton. And although a lot of people love Bill Clinton, I met him right here on Flagler Avenue. Like when he was campaigning for one of the governors that lost, Democratic governors that lost to Jeb Bush years ago. All right, that lawyer, I forgot his name. But I met him and Chris Tucker together. But we look at these presidents, we look at Ilhan Omar, like how she went into Congress with negative, in the negative as far as her wealth. Now she's worth like almost estimates over $40 million. That's what they're saying. So where's all this money coming from? Who's pulling the strings? And in the United States, we are about capitalism, we're about wealth, we're about excess, and we allow our politicians and our public servants to cheat us. Okay? Because even President Trump, when he asked that reporter the other day, well, he told her that she's being insubordinate. How can you be insubordinate to a servant? Okay? Our politicians are supposed to be public servants, not supposed to be public masters. All right? They're not our public masters at all. They're public servants. And it seems as other places in the UK and in Europe, they have it a lot. They have it right a lot better. They have things, it's more progressive. I have to respect how they swiftly handle one of the most powerful men in their country, which is Prince Andrew, due to his connections to King Charles and also, the royal family in general. They have basically Basically, they are taking care of business, whereas in our government, there's accusations in those records. I mean, it's a lot of things with Trump. I mean, if it was anybody else, Trump would be in jail. Like, as far as what's present in the files, he would be in jail. If it would have been any other person, or if he wasn't a president or ex-president, he would be in jail based off the accusations that were put on him in those files alone. And this is not something I'm saying. This is something that Representative Lou is saying. And I'm just saying this as an observer. I have zero to gain from whether Trump stays in office or whether or not he goes to jail. But the thing is, we do have corruption in the U.S. government that is apparent. We got politicians that all they do is get paid $250,000, something like that, a year as congressmen or women, and they're the most wealthiest people in the next few years out of the blue. They got investment firms. They're geniuses when it comes down to the stock market. All right. Now, the what is his name? The financier of England, Peter Mandelson. I may be saying the last name wrong, but like with him, it's alleged that he was basically informing Epstein on what to buy on stocks and things like that when it came down to, go ahead, buy this, buy that. And the very next day, you're like, okay, a hellified return comes. So that's insider trading. This is how a lot of these people become billionaires. They're not doing it all, they're just geniuses. Not always just being a genius. We got Amazon. Amazon was genius. That was genius to set up something like that. You can see how he became a trillionaire. Even Elon Musk, PayPal, Tesla. But in order to survive amongst the sharks, you gotta become corrupt in the United States. It's just what it's looking like. Said MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Yeah. I mean, when it comes down to the laws and stuff that the Republicans have in place, and there's a lot of good there. And I understand for any American wanting to put America first, I understand that. But it's America, it's the Constitution first, especially for any public servant of the United States of America. Your pledge is to the Constitution. Okay? They take an oath to the Constitution. And they also take an oath, it's supposed to be an oath to fairness. And the things that's going on is unlawful. It promotes secret societies. It is against capitalism. It's becoming more about nepotism than anything. As far as what kind of government we're running, is more of a nepotism type of government. This definitely is not capitalism. Capitalism is almost like a form of Darwinism, where this business is winning, this one is losing, supply and demand, period. But how can you have capitalism when the game is rigged? When someone can sneak and go get some secret money to buy more houses, they have more access to the banks than you, then that's not necessarily capitalism. Okay? That's not capitalism. And I agree with capitalism. I think capitalism is fair to a certain degree. And then also, we should have some forms of socialism because they take our taxes. All right? They take our taxes, and they do what they want to do with those taxes. So like for example, they got plans on like reorganizing where people live and how people live in West Palm Beach. All right. And the other day, the Wall Street Journal hosted a meeting for the destiny of West Palm Beach. It had billionaires, had Steve Ross there. And It was an invite-only conference about the destiny of where people live, where people have been for hundreds of years. Some billionaire out there that we know these people don't have no scruples, that we've seen all of this stuff that's going on. Like, you think just Epstein was the only one? Okay, you think Epstein was the only corrupt billionaire out there? The only corrupt pedophile billionaire out there? No, not at all. Yeah, that's what's up. Against all enemies formed, that's what's up, Jeffrey. I'm not dissing nobody's political beliefs. I'm open to whatever y'all believe as well, but I'm just here to tell the truth, you know, as an observer. But I mean, the thing is, we have to fight all the time. We have to protest. We have to let these public servants know that they're using our tax dollars, all right, to fund themselves. Like when they go into, they just went in and took all this oil from Venezuela or whatever, you know? So like, if you're doing that and the country's gonna get richer, I haven't got a check. I haven't got nothing from it. But my son that wants to go to the army, you'll have him over there stationed, risking his life to protect interests of not the United States, but of other billionaires, whereas I'm not getting a cut of none of that. I'm not seeing a reduction in anything. I'm seeing more inflation than anything as a common man. But anyway, y'all, it's been great talking to y'all. Jay-Z ain't got nothing to do with that, thank God. Shout out to him, shout out to Beyonce. And thank y'all for being with me on my workout. So we're back over here. I was on the other side of the bridge. Y'all saw me on the, let me show you. I was on the other side of the bridge, now I'm over here, see? That's how much walking we doing. And look at the beautiful moon. But we're gonna end it on that note. Thank y'all for coming through. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you like my approach to things, I'll come live working out from time to time and just do some random talk, you know, and I appreciate y'all participation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for coming through. It's a void. Shout out to Shadow Band. What's up, you know? Not about ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you too.